Hey, good morning, guys. Shwell here, and we're going to try something new today. We're going to do a video broadcast live just to catch up on a few things and talk about a few things that I have going on and what are in the pipeline, especially a lot of the projects that are going on in the gearlocker.net project. And just answer any questions you guys may have. If there's anybody that wants to join in, please join in. I think I put the link up on Google+. This is my first time doing something like this, and it may not be my last. I may try and do this at least once a week, give you guys an opportunity to see what's going on, what new things are hitting. I'm going to try and touch on everything, but I probably will not. It's spring break. I want to try and get the kids out of the house today and go and do something. But for now, let's just talk about some of the guns and some of the products that I have here for testing and evaluation. And as you can see, there's a couple of them hanging on the wall, a few things still in boxes, but we'll try and cover as much as possible. And this is my first time actually hosting, so who knows what's going to happen here. Let me open up YouTube, see if I can bring up this broadcast, so if there's any live questions in the YouTube stream, I can also answer those. But I'll probably go a bit while I'm just talking about the products, and I may look down here and there and give you guys some attention. I'm one-man show. Like I said, I've never done this before. And usually I'm a part of a panel. So we'll see how this works out. And no, I can't see it. The first thing I want to talk about is something I haven't mentioned on my channel yet. You guys haven't had a chance or the opportunity to see this covered yet. I haven't done a lot of pictures on Instagram. I haven't posted up a lot on Facebook, which is rare when I get a product in that I don't just flood the internet with a lot of content about that product. But this product is a little different. This is a tool. This is something that I would have to use, and I want to make sure when I use it excuse me, I want to make sure that when I use it, I'm using it in a situation that will benefit both the viewer as well as the company, because they sent me this product for testing and evaluation, and I want to make sure that I do this review and this T&E justice. Now, a lot of the products that I get, sometimes they come with a lot of great feedback from experienced users, and this is one of those products or one of those product lines where I hear a lot from my mentors and people that I trust in the industry who have been around for quite a long time and have seen a lot of products come and go. So I get this kind of stuff in personally, so that one, I can experience it for myself, so that I'm not just regurgitating someone else's opinion, and two, so that I can see how well these things live up to their reputations on a personal level. And what we're talking about today are the Dewey rods, and this one is a shorter one. I got two kits from them. I have a longer one, a longer rod, and a shorter rod. And we're going to open up this package together here on video and go through its contents. And you guys are going to see everything that I'm seeing for the first time out of the package. Now, I've used the J. Dewey rods in the past. The folks at Till Blue Bravo LLC, they use these rods exclusively to clean and condition their barrels and all of their stuff in shop. And I've been at their shop quite a few times to help build rifles, help go through stuff, and I've had the opportunity to work with this stuff, but I've never owned my own. So this is the J. Dewey nylon coated cleaning rod system, and this one is model 22C-36, and this comes with a 22 caliber brass jag and brush adapter. It is not recommended for use in 22 rim fires, but that's the long one. That's this big set. All right. Let's open up the smaller one, since it's going to be a little bit easier to get all of this stuff on camera for you guys. All right, let's read this insert. And this is the Deluxe M16 AR-15 lug recess cleaning kit. It comes with the chamber rod, 830 seconds female threaded LC1 lug recess cleaning head, 830 seconds male threaded Delrin sleeve. Let's see, CT1 cleaning rolls, 50 pack, a chamber brush or AR-15 chamber brush, AR-15 chamber mop, and a double-ended nylon cleaning brush. And that's model number L16. And this is from J. Dewey Manufacturing Company. And here are the cleaning rolls, 50 of these in this pack. That's a Ziploc bag full of those. And let's look at what we got here. This is a rod itself with a nylon sleeve or a Delrin sleeve over it. And I guess this keeps it centered in the upper receiver, and I'll pull the upper receiver out and show you guys how that works here in a second. And this rod itself is a brass rod. Then we got the nylon brush, the double-ended. You should always have a few of these in your collection if you clean your own guns. Or a brush. Mops. Let me see what we have back here behind me. And this is where this works out great because you get to introduce other products that you're working on while talking about the products that you're testing and reviewing. This is an EAC billet upper receiver that I'm using in a project or going to be using in a product. I haven't identified what I'm going to be doing with this one yet, but see how that Delrin sleeve fits in there? It's like a guide. It keeps the rod centered, so you don't have to worry about it bending and flexing while you're actually cleaning. And that's a great touch. And this, if you look at the length of this rod, this isn't designed to go clear through and clean the barrel. This is for cleaning the chamber. That's where the longer nylon sleeved rod comes in when you want to clean the barrels. And that rod is quite long. So I'm sure it's not just specific to the AR-15. Even if it is, there are other attachments and things that you can put on it to use on other rifles. And the system is brilliant. Well, I mean, let's face it. Those cheap sets you get at the gun shows or Walmart and all of that stuff, they may work. We make them work. We've been using stuff like that for decades. But there's always a better way of doing things, a safer way of doing things, a more effective way of doing things. And a lot of times, the tools that you use make the biggest difference. So we're going to give this a shot sometime in the near future. I have some guns that we shot at Big 3 last week that are extremely dirty. And I think those would be great for video representation of how well these, or how effective these Dewey manufacturing cleaning rods can actually be. It's very weird being on these shows all the time. I'm on the Tac Daddy Live show. I used to be on the Shooter's Mindset. I jump in on other shows every once in a while when I'm invited. And when you're doing them alone, it's not as much fun. You don't have any feedback or any back and forth from anybody else. But whatever. Like I said, this is the first one. It may be the last one, but it may be the first one of many. So bear with me if you're actually watching, which I doubt anybody is. I can't even tell. Oh, here we go. I have 0 viewers. So I'm basically, in essence, talking to myself here. Let's see. Again, we just talked about the J. Dewey nylon coated cleaning rods, and I think you guys should check that out. If you're like me, you want to have the right tools for the job. This is one of those tools. And stay tuned. There's going to be video coverage of that cleaning, of using the J. Dewey rod. So I'm not just going to talk about it here and then you'll never hear about it again. No, we're going to do a very thorough video. It's going to be, because I've actually written a script for the video, it's going to look like one of those Brownells videos or an armslist.com video. We're going to try and emulate those kinds of videos where they present the product, they use the product, and they give you a really good understanding of how well the product works or doesn't work. You know, I'm not saying that this thing is not going to work, but you never know. Sometimes that happens, and it may be user error, but we'll see. Learning curve. Let's see. Where the hell is the rest of the system? I picked up the 100-Town Arms Dolos. This is the Gen 1, the original Dolos. But this is only a part of the system. I guess I have the rest of it in the safe, and I'll grab that in a minute so we can talk about that and why it's not installed on a gun anymore. Another product that I picked up, and this one I paid for, I purchased myself. I had been wanting to get one of these for 2 years now, and the only reason why I did it previous to now is I never have it on my mind when I have the money to spend. And I forget which holiday it was or what was going on. This went on sale, and you were able to get it for $59 shipped with the riser. And what we're talking about here is the Bushnell TRS-25 red dot. And I think this one's a 3 MOA. I don't have this one memorized yet. Again, more video footage of this one is going to be coming shortly. I've taken it out to the range and actually put about 500 rounds through the AR that it was on. And for the money, for a budget optic, this thing is very hard to beat in this price range. Under $100, a red dot that actually works. I don't know how strong it is or how it will handle the elements or if it doesn't fog or how long it will last. Only time will tell, but I'm going to beat this up quite a bit. And I'm going to see if it's worth the $59, the $69, or the $129 regular asking price that you see. Now, the thing about this is available on most sites that sell optics, as well as Amazon.com, and Walmart carries it in store. So you can find it in Walmart with the optic alone. I believe it's like 79, 89 bucks. And then when you add in the riser, it goes up to anywhere from $115 to $129 is what I've been seeing the price on these. Now, like I said, I got it with the riser for $59. I don't know if it was on one of those like Black Friday type sales or President's Day sales, but I've only had it for about 2 months now. So it wasn't Black Friday. For the money, it's hard to beat in this price range, under $100 for a red dot. And the glass is very clear. Knobs are easy to turn. The adjustments for elevation and windage are easy to do and very easy to understand. You can see that knob there. You can use a quarter, a penny, the end of a shell casing to make the adjustments. And again, there'll be a full video review, full coverage, full torture test, everything that I can do to it. I may even send this up to the VSO guys to see what they can do with it. I know they'll destroy it because they're really good and efficient at that. And we're not talking about an aim point here, excuse me, or an item that is designed to go to war. This is for plinking. This is for personal defense, going to the range, having fun with it. This is not meant to give to your favorite soldier to go to Afghanistan or Iraq. That's not what this unit is designed for. And when you have your life on the line, you don't really want to save money so much, unless that is the only option. But that's a whole nother subject, and I'm just rambling about this now. Let's see, which gun is this? I'm your Huckleberry. It's a Geissele trigger. This has the Law Tactical folding stock adapter, Gen 3 installed. This build was put together specifically to test this folding stock adapter and a few other items. This gun is not designed or was not put together, or I didn't map this one out or plan this one out for long term. This one was specifically put together for this folding stock so that I could test it, do some videos, and give you guys some feedback on it. And what I did was I also purchased a few other parts that weren't very high on my list of items to buy. This handguard, I paid $59 for it on eBay. And I guess this is a Chinese key mod handguard. And it's not very light, but it's not garbage either. The thing that stands out to me is it's very inexpensive, easy to mount, but the edges are very sharp. So it's not very, the finish is where it lacks. And the screws and the mounting options are lacking. You can strip the screws quite easily if you're not paying attention. Let me see, what else did I put on here? I put the Hera Arms safety select on here, and as you can see, the gun is in fire, but it's really not. What happened was when I put it together, this safety select offers 90-degree as well as 45-degree options. When I put it together, when I assembled it wrong. I thought it was in safe. When I assembled it, everything was fine. But then when I went to the range and I flicked the switch, the safety select the first time, putting it in the fire mode made it actually in safe. And then when you put it in, you flip it again, which would be full auto on a mil spec gun, is actually fire on this. So I have to loosen the screws and rotate these knobs to get it right. So right now it stops there. So it's not actually on fire, it's on safe. But you know, I haven't taken this to the range and put any rounds through it yet. I need to adjust that and make that happen. The Geissele trigger, I put that in because I had it. That's gonna actually come out and go into another gun that I'm building. And that one I'll probably talk about here shortly as well. But again, this was purely about the Law Tactical folding stock adapter. We're going to test that out and we're going to have a little bit of fun with that. Now this Hera Arm Safety Select, I think I paid $50 for it. And I got it from tacticallink.com. And why this one stood out to me is Twang and Bang did a video about a new safety select that's coming out to the market that offered a lot of ease of use, ease to install. It's new to the market, and I think it was anywhere from $60 to $100 for that safety select. While I was on that website, Tactical Link, looking at that, this item came up as a recommended item to look at as well. And then the Hera Arms Safety Select set, let's call it a set, because what it comes with is the shaft that goes through the receiver, and then 3 different colors of controls that you can actually put on here. Now, as you can see on this side, I'm a lefty, so I put it on the right side of the gun. This is the medium, but very stout control. And then on the other side, I put a more flat one. The thing is, this kit comes with a bunch of different colors and a bunch of different options. You know, so I'm able to set this up any way that I want and change it to any color that I want. I got black, OD green, and I think there was an FDE is what it came with. And that set was about 50, maybe $60 shipped total. And so far, so good. Now, I will tell you that these controls are polymer, whereas the shaft is steel, the controls are polymer. I don't see those failing on me, but even if they do, I have 20 or 30 others that I can throw on here, even to match all of the color coordination that I have going on with this current build. But again, this is a temporary setup. Strike Force UDC, which is becoming quite popular in my builds. I'm starting to use them on everything that they'll work on. And I got the Spikes Tactical Grip, which looks just like a Magpul grip, feels just like a Magpul grip, but it was only $11 on eBay, so I purchased it. Again, I had to keep the cost low because I'm buying and building so many rifles on a regular basis. I'm right now, over the last month or two, basically since we got back from SHOT Show, I've been averaging out a rifle build per week. So that's where we are. Damage Industries muzzle brake, and this one, as you can see, is threaded. If you check out their website, or James Yeager, Tactical Response, he just did a video series on their products the other day, and they have these muzzle brakes with these threads on them to accommodate their blast shields. Now they have a new one coming out. This one, I don't know if you would call it a Gen 1, but this is an older model that screws right on. And if you're one of those guys that goes to training classes or shoots with a lot of people on the line at the same time, you know that these muzzle brakes, these comps, can be a pain to the person to your side. Let's see if I can get this to screw on. Trying to do everything on camera. A little awkward sometimes, but it works. And what this is this directs everything forward, most of the sound and most of the concussion. We have smaller ports along the sides as well, so it still does come out and still does give it that extra control. It tries to keep it as flat as possible, but I haven't got to put a whole lot of rounds through them. And why do I have this? Last year in November during Black Friday sales, damaging the trees flew on my radar. I don't know how it appeared, but I got an email from them. They're muzzle devices. The AR-15 accessories. All right, inexpensive. And then they were offering 50% off everything. So this I got for 12 bucks. This I got for like another 15 bucks. So 30 bucks roughly for everything that I needed. And I felt, you know what, for that money, it's worth a shot. Let's give it a try. Now this product is heavy. This is quite heavy. Once you add it on the end of the gun, you feel it. You know, so this isn't something that, if you're trying to save weight, this isn't something that I recommend as far as the set is concerned. Now the muzzle device by itself, it's not too much of a big deal. You add this on, and you go out and you shoot it. That's all it is. So you know what? While I have this out, let's just go ahead and put these together so they're together. Don't drop the screw. I think I need a co-host. What do you guys think? Hey, I have one viewer. Who out there doesn't have anything better to do than to watch me talk about my guns? If you have questions, please put them in the Q&A. I won't be able to see them during the live show if you put it on YouTube directly, but or jump in. The link is posted on my Google Plus. It's an open chat, so jump in if you have any questions, or you just want to contribute, or you just want to hang out. That's what it's called, Google Hangouts. But yeah, again, this gun is put together specifically for testing the Law Tactical Folding Stock Adapter. All right, and more on that as well. We have videos coming up with that. I don't know when I'm going to find the time to do all of these videos, but because I said I'm going to do them, they will get done. And because I enjoy doing what I'm doing. This was my first pistol build, and I would say that this was a success. This one is built on a Special Ops Tactical lower, one of my first lowers that I purchased, and I've had this one for about 1.5 years now. And yeah, this one has worked out great. This one is the gun that the Dolo system is actually being used on, but like I said, I guess that upper must still be in the safe. I didn't grab it. But what does this lower have wanted to showcase today? This one, if you've watched my videos in the past, X-Tech Tactical adjustable grip. This is the grip where you can change the angles. I believe it's 17, 25, and 33 degrees that you can change them. I did a video demonstration of what they look like in comparison to a couple of other popular grips on the market, and this grip isn't bad at all. The only complaint I have is it's very smooth, so when your hands are wet or slippery, it can become slippery, and it's very slim and thin. But that's just a personal preference type of thing. I prefer my grip to fill my hand a little bit more, but this grip works. It gets the job done, and you get used to it. It's not super skinny. I have a grip that I'll talk about here shortly that is super skinny that I just hate shooting. But again, that's a preference thing, because where I hate these skinny grips, my wife loves them and shoots really well with them. So we'll see where it goes from there. This one just has one of those regular mil-spec triggers in it and a generic pistol buffer. It worked quite well. Mag pull, trigger guard, and cheap, inexpensive, $18 Ambi safety selector fire select switch that came off of eBay. 18 bucks, and it's worked really well. So that's what we've been dealing with this build. This one, I'm kind of hesitant to even show this one because this is a project in the making that I attempted a couple of things and they didn't actually turn out the way that I wanted them to. As you can see on the upper receiver, there is a paint job on here, and that's where I tried using a stencil to create a Crytek kind of paint job. Now the stencils work great. I just overdid it with the layers, and it just didn't turn out correctly. So I stripped the lower, stripped the buffer, stripped the handguard, because everything was covered with the stencil and actually painted. And I didn't like the way it turned out, so I stripped all of that paint off, and I just haven't gotten to the upper receiver yet. I'll probably do it this afternoon to get it off so I can revisit this project. But again, this gun has an Aero Precision lower, another one of those Amiya Huckleberry lowers that I own, and I think I have 3 or 4 of them total now. This one, because I stripped the paint off of it, has an aged look to it, but I didn't do that on purpose. That was strictly because I had to take that paint off. The Odin Works XMR, or extended mag release. I have shot this upper on another lower, and this upper is fantastic. I got this one from the folks at Teal Blue Bravo LLC. The threading on the upper receiver has been trued, so everything is flat like it's supposed to be. Just need to put another buffer in here and finish the paint job and just get it out there and get it shooting. Have to get a stock for it as well. One thing that you run into when you're building guns is you put together a new build and you realize, wait a minute, the stock that I have on this gun would work better on this new build. So you start taking parts, replacing parts, and doing stuff, and then sometimes you actually run out of parts, and that's where I'm at right now. It's just me being lazy, not ordering a new replacement yet. So it is what it is. And if you're viewing, thank you for viewing. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to check out what we're doing here on this channel. Let's see if we can get somebody else to join. I want to take it up. Let's try and talk about something else. Which one do we want to go to? Let's do number 3. Number 3. This one I'm very excited about because it's my first time building one, but this is a 308. This gun is based off of the M5 receiver set from Aero Precision, and the build is coming along nicely. The barrel that we're working with here is a 308 20-inch barrel from Faxon Firearms, and you know what? They came highly recommended. And I tell you what, so far so good. Everything's been going together really nicely. Put the Luth AR stock on this build. I'm probably going to change this grip out because, being a lefty, having this little hump here, while it's very minor, it's enough to bother me. So that's probably going to be changed out to another mag pole. But this gun is coming along nicely. I just need to order a bolt carrier group for it. And I have a trigger. I'm going to put the Geissele SSA in here, the enhanced. And as far as fire controls, I'll probably move that Hera arms selector setup to this gun only because it's so versatile and can be used, where the markings on this lower receiver are actually at a 45 degree as opposed to 90. So it'll work out great, and I can switch that over. And I have other fire select, just some regular ones that I can throw back on that other lower receiver, so that's fine. But this build is coming along nicely. I posted up a lot of pictures on Instagram and Facebook on this particular build, and I'm very happy. The front end that's going on this is actually handguard. Now the barrel was provided to me by Faxon Firearms as a T&E option, as was the handguard by Midwest Industries. This is a 15-inch, 10.2 ounce M-lock setup from Midwest Industries for the 308. I have a matching version of this for my AR in 5.56 223, and fantastic units. I have M-lock on the 308 M-Lock on my 5.56, M-Lock 12-inch on the wife's gun, and then a key mod version that is floating around somewhere, and I'll show you that here in a second. But Midwest Industries provided this unit. They provided all of the units for me to do some T&E, give them some feedback, as well as show them what I can do with it. For me, these units have been the heart and soul of keeping the weight down on these builds, because I built the gun for the wife. When everything was all said and done, 9 pounds. Excuse me. Started paying attention to weight, started looking at products, contacted Midwest Industries through thegearlocker.net. Eric, thank you for all your help and all your support. And this is what I ended up with, a bunch of their handguards, their lightweight setups. And honestly, I'm very impressed. I'm quite happy. Now, there are other options on the market, and I will probably get my hands on a few items, especially stuff from Samson Manufacturing. Shout out to Samson for all of their support as well. But right now, what I have is the Midwest Industry stuff, and this stuff has been working out great for me. And more on that, because when I start covering these products, there's going to be a great series on them, because I'm going to show you all of the different builds in video, as well as I put pictures up regularly of them on scales, so that you can get an idea of what everything weighs and how well they perform for me. What next? What next? What next? Silencer Co. The MAD brake, the MAAD brake. This is very similar in design and function to the Damage Industries unit that I showed you a second ago. Quick detach. So the attachment system is what you've seen on their silencers, their other products, and the muzzle brake that you have, or comp that you have here, is the trifecta. Loud. This is a very, very, very loud unit. I've been using it for 6 months now. We have a review coming up of this shortly. This one's going to be featured on thegearlocker.net. I'm going to do a written review, a lot of photographs, as well as a video review showing you guys what this stuff does. What I want to do, the reason why a video hasn't gone up yet, is I need to get some low light shooting done with this, because I want to see what the difference is from shooting with the comp as is and then adding the brake to the comp. And like I said, it's a quick detach system, very easy to use. The only thing is, once it gets hot, you want to use gloves to take it off, or wait till it cools down before you pop it off. But again, with the mounting system, you can unscrew parts, change certain things, remove the brake itself, and add a silencer to this quick detach system. Now, it's a quite pricey setup. This setup total with the trifecta as well as the MAD brake and the QD is about $400 total for everything. You know, with Silencer Co, when you're buying these products, you're getting a quality product, and you're going to pay for it. And so far, so good. The thing is, again, these units do add quite a bit of weight to the front end of the gun. "15-inch Geissele automatics, super modular rail." This is the MK2 Mod 1. This is an older unit. They have some new stuff that they just introduced. If you check their website, geisseleautomatics.com, they just introduced some new stuff using the M-Lock system. And I think they're like at Mod 8 now or something like that. But this unit I got from them last year at Big 3 in March of 2014. And I've had it on this gun that whole entire time, and I love this unit. Not just because of how well it functions, but because of the way it looks. This color is very unique, and it stands out. So I fell in love with this immediately, and I've been running it on the gun. I probably need to take some of these rail sections off, because I'm not going to use them. And they also add quite a bit of weight to the unit. As you can see, the lower receiver is a Special Ops Tactical billet lower receiver. I haven't done anything with this one quite yet. It has a Geissele Automatics. I think this is a competition trigger. This is the one that's adjustable. I have to get some specs on that and go over that, but I want to do a video on that as well because the installation of this was not as straightforward as the typical drop-in triggers. So I'll do a video to cover that. The stock on here, I just threw it on this gun because I didn't want the parts laying around too much. This is an eBay special, like another $50, $60 part. It's very heavy, and that's why I find that I don't have much of a use for it, but it does work if this is the kind of style that you're looking for. But it is a heavy unit. A lot of unnecessary metal in certain places, making it very heavy. And when I say unnecessary, I mean this thing. Look how thick this is. And this isn't aluminum. It's more like a pot metal is what it feels like. So I don't even know how long or how well or how long it would hold up, because if I drop it the right way, this would probably snap based on what it feels like. But I could be wrong. That could just be the paint that's on here making it feel like pot metal. Who knows? Again, that was off of eBay, 50 bucks. I wish I could answer questions or at least see them. That would make things easier. Let's move on to another build. As I mentioned earlier, Midwest Industries 12-inch M-Lock handguard. This is the gun that I built for my wife, specifically for her. I purchased everything for her, and outside of the items that were provided. The handguard was provided by Midwest Industries. The muzzle device is a Lantac Dragon 556, which was provided by them as well for testing and evaluation. Hilux B-Dot system, which was provided at Big 3 for testing and evaluation as well. Lower receiver from Aero Precision, upper receiver from Aero Precision. This is another one of those I'm Your Huckleberry builds, and this is what she wanted. The grip is by AB Arms, American Built Arms, and this is one of those grips where I was telling you that it's extremely thin, but this is what she wants. This is what she likes. She says it fills the palm of her hand well. It's very comfortable. Length of pull is great. She likes it a lot. I think it's a little too skinny, so the fact that she liked it, I decided to put it on her build. But the grip does work. It does have the finger groove, and it can be quite comfortable. I just find it a little too thin. A's Limited USA.com stock, and this is the full length or the regular length version. This one was provided by my buddy Quentin out at Big 3. I put it on the wife's gun because she likes the foam pads on these types of stocks. Me, not so much, because they rip my beard. Anything that rips my beard is the devil. Another UDC by Strike. Right now, this one is rocking a mil-spec-ish trigger, but we're going to switch that out to a Geissele Super Tricon. Yeah, Super T, Super Tricon trigger. I actually have this in one of my other builds, my preferred build, and this is the trigger that is in between a tactical and a competition trigger, and that curve in the actual trigger is not as pronounced as it is on a mil-spec, so it's like somewhere in between a flat and the curved, and I think she's going to like it. And she likes shooting my gun, so I know she's going to enjoy it on here. But my goal was for her to shoot a mil-spec-ish trigger and get comfortable with that, and then we transition to an upgraded trigger, because if you start out with an upgrade, it's not really an upgrade now, is it? This gun is equipped with a Teal Blue Bravo Melanite PDQ. She's one of the first ones to get one. As a matter of fact, there's a video up on my channel of her actually making the cuts herself on their mill, and it has the XMR as well. Very light. Let's see if I can remember. 6.6 pounds with the optic. Yeah, 6 pounds 6 ounces with the optic. That's where her build is right now. I think it's perfect. And her Savvy Sniper Sling. Can't believe she got one before I did, but I made up for that. Something I didn't cover with this when I had it up. The Vortex 1-4 by 24 Crossfire 2 illuminated optic scope that I have here, the 1-4. I purchased this for about $200 shipped online, and for the money, hard to beat. The glass is fantastic. Customer support from Vortex has been fantastic. I really enjoy this unit. The only thing is the battery doesn't last extremely long. I've killed 2 or 3 batteries in the 6 months I've owned this. This was a Father's Day gift from my wife last year. And I haven't actually gone out to shoot it a whole lot. I went and zeroed it, switched it around a little bit, played around with it on different rifles, but I enjoy it. I can't wait for the 1-6 to actually ship. Once the 1-6 ships, I'll have 1 or 2 of those in the collection as well and do some follow-up videos on those. But there's going to be some video coverage of this as well. I have a lot to do this summer, guys, so I'm going to stay busy. Let's put this back. My personal build for myself, this optic on here is temporary because I didn't want it laying around, but I threw it on the gun so that when it's in the safe, it's not getting beat up. This one has the RCA bolt carrier group in it, another a UDC as well from Strike Industries. This one has the new nickel boron PDQ from Teal Blue Bravo, tan XMR from Odinworks. This is the 15-inch M-Lock handguard from Midwest Industries. And as you can see, we're running the VG6 Precision Epsilon flash hider combo. I love that unit. This and the Dragon are my 2 favorite. These are probably the only 2 muzzle devices that I'll actually spend more than $50 on the market right now because they do everything that that's advertised and they're not charging way too much for it. Fantastic stuff. Mission First Tactical. Minimalist stock. I added the paracord myself, and then I got the Savvy Sniper multicam sling as well. Got that from Q again. It takes care of me. The guys out of Big 3 take care of me quite a bit. And this was a standard charging handle, and I added the Ambi paddle from eBay for about $8. So it's a great mod. Lower is an Aero Precision lower that was gifted to me by Teal Blue Bravo with the Florida seal on it. So this gun is my pride and joy. Again, Super Tricon trigger from Geissele. Shoots great. I have no complaints. Strike Industries, I forget what the name of these things are, but these covers go over the M-Lock handguard quite well. They just snap right into place. It takes a little bit of finagling to get them in without breaking them. But once you have them in, they're not going anywhere and they work really well, especially keeping the heat off of your hand because of this low profile gas. This low profile handguard, even with the low profile gas block, the heat still comes off after about 100 rounds. You start feeling it. Your hands are very close to it. So that's it. And that's what it is. Now, I've just covered most of my AR builds and a lot of the things that I'm working on and working with right now. And over the next few months, you're going to have a lot of products popping up and a lot of things going on. And that's not to include all of my work with the Tag Daddy Live show and all of the other projects I'm working on. The relaunch of Young Guns TV is coming soon. And right now it's open source. Anybody can join, and that's how it's going to stay. So I recommend you guys go ahead and check out younggunstv.com and join if you have a YouTube channel. You can start putting your content out there as well. The more places we can share our content, the more chances we have at success and actually getting more subscribers and more support and getting the word out for Second Amendment stuff, because it's not just about me showing off everything that I'm working on and the things that I'm doing in the industry and in the community. It's about supporting the industry and the community as well. That's one of the things that I'm really, really passionate about outside of just building, just making sure that we're still given the opportunity to do the things that we love to do. Supporting the Second Amendment is something that we should all take pride in and take some time to do. even if it's as small as donating to the NRA or NSSF or any of these other pro Second Amendment organizations out there to help fight the good fight. I'm not saying that that's your own way of doing it. That's just some of the options that you have. And I'll probably try and do another one of these update videos next week. I didn't cover everything. There's a few items on the table that I left out because I don't know who's watching these videos, and I have a surprise for someone, and I don't want them to catch wind of it. So I'm going to hold off on putting that on camera right now until I'm actually done and ready to present that to the person I need to present it to. He's been supporting me my entire adult life. So that eliminates a lot of you guys who think that maybe you're that special, because you're not. Close, but not that special. I think I'll close out the video here. And I had one viewer, and I have one viewer live right now. So hopefully next week it'll be 2 viewers or 7. Hopefully we can get some of you guys to actually join the chat and ask your questions live, and we can go over all of this stuff together. Because I know there's probably going to be questions generated about the products that I'm showcasing. I know you have spec questions. You can go check out the websites of the manufacturers, or you can ask me here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I am Shwell11 on most social media outlets out there: Pinterest, Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter. There's a Shwell11 on Facebook. That's me as well. So I'm easy to find. There's also Shwell11 on Blogger.com. And don't forget to check out the Big 3 Training Center on Facebook, as well as Big 3 Media Group on Blogger.com. Well, this is Shwell. I hope you guys are out there having fun, being safe, and also being responsible, and support the Second Amendment. Later.